Hi. So recently my dad has been doing a lot of work on his tractor and the brush hog, and he is going to explain all the details about everything and how it works. And also, Evan, Lane, and Aiden have been doing work in the distillery to make it look better. They did some piping work and construction, so I will show you that. So let's get into it. I think this is going to be my theme song. It feels good and it fits with our lifestyle. This is a great area where my dad is using his tractor and the brush hog to clear it up so we can build a corral.
Round here there ain't no sandy beach, no coconut drinks with a fancy name. You ain't gonna see no penthouse suites, but I can tell you something better if you ask me. It's a sunback rope swing, fishing in the dark, no bobber needed. I ain't got no night crawler, but you can crawl on me in the steps I'd see, and we can drive where the mud and the asphalt meet. Dear young gun, go soak up the sun till your neck turns.
My dad is a multitasker. He can cut down branches above him as he's running his tractor.
So this is the Tebben TC10 500. That means it's 5 feet wide. This is a medium duty. They call it a brush hog. They call it a bush hog. They call it a rotary cutter. But for me, what it does is it gets out there and it mows the things that my regular lawnmower can't. It's a lot more heavy duty than a regular lawnmower. That being said, this is a medium duty brush hog. So what you'll see here is this motor assembly here, this gear assembly. If this was a heavy duty, it would probably be 2 to 3 times that size, that assembly right there. In this case, it's a medium duty because I feel like, for me, this is rated for 1.5 inch diameter tree or smaller. And so for me, I don't think I'm going to need more than that. I think some of the features on this, though, I do need. For example, you see right here, you can set the back wheel at a higher level or at a lower level. And so for me, I've only had it so here in the middle is a way to kind of test to see what I'll need going forward. Of course, the hydraulics have the unit lifted up just a little bit in the front to kind of give it an even cut. So wherever you have this back setting, you would want to have as much as you can in a level setting coming from the hydraulics. It just gives you a more even and thorough cut as you're going through it. So I left it here because, as you saw in the video, I ended up going over a number of rocks or stumps that I can't see. I don't know the property. This property is new to us, so I'm trying to explore the property right now and understand where are my landmines. So to that end, these units come with the attached to the 3-point hitch here to the PTO is this gear. And there's this pin right here that's probably about a 4-inch long pin that's just basically a bolt and a nut. And what this does is it gives you a little bit of a security blanket that you're not going to screw up the motor, the gearbox. Because if you hit a rock that's a bit too big, this will break before. This is kind of a security blanket. This will break before you actually break. So I'm actually probably not surprising, but yeah, I've gone through 2 of them. So I broke 2 of them. And that's another reason why when you first get started on these, to put it a little bit higher, so in case you do happen to run across a rock, you're going to be okay. That'll break, but you could, literally in your toolbox on the tractor, just keep about a handful of these in there just in case you're out in the field or out in the trail and that happens to you. You just replace it. So a couple more thoughts. I probably should share why a 5-footer would make sense for me. And the back of the tractor itself is about 5 feet wide, so it really helps when you're tracking the width when you're tracking the tractor, you're kind of driving it either through a trail or a tight space, that you know that the width of the tractor is also the width of the brush hog. It makes it a little bit easier to navigate. So that is one other reason. I think if I had to do it all over again though, if I was a little bit more experienced, I might have went with the 6 foot wide, the heavy duty model. And I think that's just because when you're out in the field and it's a big field, you're gonna get the job done a little bit quicker. And it takes you're not out there getting something done in an hour. It takes quite a bit of time to brush hog pasture in large spaces. But if you're interested, if you need to know more information, I got all my information before I purchased this from Ben over at Dad's 4x. He does a great job of explaining the functionality of the unit and why you might look at one size versus another, medium duty versus heavy duty. Anyway, great guy to talk with if you're interested in especially the Tebben model. There are a lot of models out there, but I really find this to be, it's done a great job for me so far.
I hope you enjoyed learning about all the details of his brush hog in the tractor and how everything works. Now I'm going to show you some clips of Evan, Aiden, and Lane doing work in the distillery. Here, Evan, Aiden, and Lane are attaching a long, thin tube to the beams of the distillery.
Everlasting country, everlasting country. What's a 5-star place to wide open space? What's an Uber driver to a loud Chevrolet? What's a downtown girl to a woman like you? Eyes 90 model Ford two-tone tail blue. What's red high heels to your little bare feet? I don't want a reservation unless it's somewhere in the weeds. I don't wish upon time, cause these times I'm living these in a nowhere town in Middle Tennessee. Dear young gun, go soak up the sun till your neck turns.
So we're in the distillery here, and we have been needing to make bathrooms, so we don't just have the bathrooms in the house. And so what we're doing is we've added 2 new bathrooms right here, with full bathrooms with a shower and toilet, and then we'll also be putting in a vanity at a later date. We're also going to be putting over here a just washing machine, dryer, and then another sink, just the basics and the necessities. If you come look around here, we have a wall which we're going to then put a TV on the other side of this. And then this is going to be its own little area. It's going to feel a lot more put together and not as much of like the actual distillery itself.
Yeah, so for this whole experience, this is not stuff that Aiden, Lane, or I are very versed in, and like putting together a bathroom or building a wall or anything like this. So the guys from John Chrisman Construction have taken the lead on getting everything done here, and they've been nice enough to kind of teach us a little bit about how some of this stuff will work and let us be part of the process, which it's nice to get that work in and to work with the guys. But then this, as Aiden was just saying, is the other area which is getting worked on. I don't know if we have any other shots before the distillery. I think we do, but you know, this whole space here has been cleaned out to open up the room, and this will end up being like a living room with a small utility kitchen behind you, and eventually maybe a pizza oven is the working idea. And then down here, which looks really messy and dark, but we did a lot of piping downstairs which there should be some shots of too. And that's really what us three did the most of until I had to dip out for a couple days, and then Aiden and Lane kept going.
Yeah. For those couple days, I did, in this corner over here, there used to be a sink right here and then a shelf right here. I tore out the shelf and the sink, and now right here we are going to be putting the that refrigerator, and then we're going to have a shelving come over it with a bunch of more shelves over here just for extra food and stuff that we need. And we also moved these stairs here centered. So after we finish this short wall, we are going to put 2 black iron railings on either side. And it's just going to add little spikes to the building, and we're hoping it's going to look really good.
Little spikes.
Little spikes.
We're also putting those floorboards in. It's the same type that I did for my cabin, but different colors. I'm going to be putting over down along this entire floor, I think.
Okay, thank you guys. Thanks for sticking with us through this whole video. If you really liked it, we'd like if you could hit the like button and subscribe. It really helps out with our channel. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.